Okay po. Okay na po ang slide ko, Doc, no?
Wala pa ako nakikita.
Ay, wala pa. Okay.
Is this your first time, May Rose?
No, Doc. Hello, Doc.
Okay, sino magre-report ngayon? Si Mesa, si Mera, si Jennifer, ikaw, May Rose?
Yes, Doc.
Ikaw.
Okay, we will not waste time
Ay,
because we will end our lesson day today.
wait lang po. Natanggal po ang ano.
Hindi ka pa ready?
Doc, ready na po.
Actually, oh, sige.
Natanggal yung ano ko, Doc. Keyboard.
Now, so that we don't waste time, I suggested nga you come up with. You say something about the slides instead of reading it verbatimly.
Sorry. I'll share screen ako. Share ko. No. Okay na po ba?
Good.
Yes, thank you.
How many slides do you have?
Maliit lang to, Doc. Ilan to? 20 lang
Say
po.
something about your report.
Okay po. I'll try my best. So, good afternoon mga classmates. Good afternoon, Doc. So, I am Mera Osano. I am assigned to report the Canadian country's curriculum. So, hindi nag-move ang ano ko, no? Diyan. Lang po.
Nag-move na, ma'am.
Ay, na-move na po. Itong next, ma'am. Makita mo, ma'am?
Yes po.
Next. Next slide now.
Yan na, okay na. Nakita niyo, ma'am, itong in Canada. So, in Canada, it's the law that children get an education. So, it's the parents' responsibility to make children get enrolled in and attend school. So, depending on where you live, there are many schools options to choose from. There are also different ways to get involved in those communities. It is because each province and territory runs its own school system under the Children Act of 1989, Parental Responsibility sa ilaha. So, it is the law gid siya na ano. Children get
And nag-move ba ano mo?
Ay,
Slides are not moving.
wala na move. Ito. So, ito po. Makita niyo po. Oh, wala nag-move, no? Ano pa to? Capture. Okay, hindi siya mag-follow sa akin. Alitin ko na lang. So, okay na po. Okay na. Ma'am, makita niyo na po.
Okay na po, Ma'am Mera. Nasa in Canada na po.
Thank you. Itong next, nakita nyo? Nag-move na? Yung in Ontario, the Ministry of Education? Hindi.
Wala, ma'am.
Lagi, ano kaya ito? Hindi ko rin ito ma-share kasi ano.
Ano gamit mo, ma'am?
Yung desktop po.
Baka mahina ang signal, ma'am.
Kaya. Kung i-cellphone ko kaya, try ko kaya i-cellphone. Ma'am, baka pwede may mag-next na lang muna sa akin para i-stop ko muna.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jennifer,
Sorry.
your turn.
Good afternoon.
Ikaw na muna, Jen.
Opo, Doc. Okay na, ma'am?
Wala pa.
Ito muna.
Okay na, Ma'am Jen.
Okay na? Curriculum, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, classmates and Doc. My topic today is all about curriculum development in China and Taiwan. Briefly introduce education system in China. China is the most populous country of the world. 200 million students attending public schools, taught by over 9 million teachers in the elementary, junior, and senior high schools. Largest educational system of the world. The course syllabus are written by scientists and professors, hired by the National Education Commission. Education in China is a state-run system of public education run by the Ministry of Education. China is considered as one of the powerful countries in the world. Its expansion of commerce and trade makes China globally competitive based on the research. 9-year compulsory education start on 1986, 6 years of primary education and 3 years of junior secondary education. Grades of education. Education is in China is divided into four categories: basic education, secondary vocational technical education, regular higher education, and adult education. So these are the grades for education during sa China. So divide siya into four categories: basic education, secondary vocation, technical technical education, regular higher education, then adult education. Basic education is free and compulsory for 9 years in China. Between primary and junior middle school at the age of 6 to 15. Many children start their schooling at a nursery school called kindergarten in China as early as 2 years old. So, pag-start ng 2 years old, yung bata dapat ano na siya, enrolled na siya sa kindergarten, then 6 to 12 enrolled na sa primary school, compulsory yan siya, 6 to 12 years old. Then 12 to 15 years old, junior or middle school na siya. Then compulsory pa rin. Then 15 to 18 years old, senior high school, then middle school or vocation school. Then at the age of 18 to 22, it should be in college na siya or the university. The secondary vocational education. Secondary vocational training provides short term. Ibig sabihin, short lang siya, hindi siya extended or vocational programs or finance and economics, physical education and arts. Technical training provide medium level, skilled workers, farmers, as well as managerial and technical personnel. Ibig sabihin yung mga ano dito involved is yung mga skilled lang siya, like farmers, workers, yung mga special o ano tawag yan, yung mga massage, mga ganun. Then both have 3 to 4 years program. So, pero meron silang programs involved 3 to 4 years. Regular high education. Higher education is provided by institutions of various types, including general or universities, technical universities, specialized institution, and teacher training colleges. So, meron din silang teacher training college, sa higher education. Then, regular higher education provide graduate course. Ito yung bachelor's degree, postgraduate, then programs like the master's degree and the doctorate degree. So, involved yan siya sa regular higher education. So, adult education provide non-formal programs including literacy, educational and technical training. The agencies responsible for China's adult education include various ministries or commissions under the State Council. So during this time, educational department of provinces, business or industrial departments at different levels such as machinery, electronics, light industry, coal mining, metallurgy and railways, communication or agriculture and forestry. So involved under ito sa adult education yung mga machinery, yung light industry, yan siya. Then structure and organization of the education system. People's Republic of China. Oh, at the age of 25 to 27, dapat doctor's degree ka na o doctor degree education ka na. At the age of 24 to 22, master degree ka na. Dapat age 21 to 18, undergraduate education, associate college degree o education, higher or vocational education. At the age of 15 or 17, maybe common senior middle school, secondary or vocational education. Secondary pala, technical schools and middle school. At the age of 14, dapat 14 to 12 dapat ano ka na, common junior, middle school and vocational junior or middle school. At the age of 6 to 11, primary school, and 3 to 5 preschool education or kindergarten or preschool. Preschool age 4 to 6, 3 years, 4 to 6 years. Duration is 3 years, not compulsory. So, ibig sabihin, hindi sila required talaga, no? Not compulsory. More in urban than rural areas, full-time or part-time. Rural areas, preschools are mainly nurseries. Primary education, age 6 to 12 years. So, during 5 to 6 years, compulsory yung mga subject nila. Then, meron siyang moral education, Chinese language, mathematics, social studies, natural science, physical education, music, arts and labor, and services. So, secondary education composed of junior secondary education. Duration is 3 to 4 years, compulsory, 13 subjects. So, politics, Chinese language, mathematics, foreign language, history, geography, physics, and chemistry, biology, physical education, music, art, and household skills. So, kasali doon yung mga household chores, yung mga gawin sa bahay nyo, kasali yan or yan siya yung tinatawag na TLE, yung mga na-involved na siya sa TLE, yung housekeeping, districting, ganyan, yung household chores, ganon. So, there are curriculum development process, planning,
Ma'am Jen?
Nawala ang audio.
What happened?
Nawala yata ang signal, ma'am. Dok, nag-message si Ma'am Jennifer, Dok. Nalobat daw yung ano niya, laptop, parang nasira.
Balik tayo kay Mera. Mera, kumusta ka?
Opo, Doc, ready na po.
Sige.
Thank you.
Sandali lang.
Ay,
Tapos na ba yun si ano? Ilang
Meron
slides
pa.
yung naiwan? Ilang slides yung naiwan sa kanya?
China pa lang yung naano niya, Dok. Yung natapol niya, Dok. Meron pa siyang Taiwan.
Taiwan pa nga siya. Pabalikin lang natin siya next. Okay, ikaw na lang muna, Mera.
opo. Okay na po. Nakita niyo po?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am. Ay, salamat.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So, again, mag-introduce ako ulit. I am Mera Osano and I am assigned to discuss the Canadian country's curriculum. In Canada, it is the law that children get an education. It's the parents' responsibility to make children get enrolled in and attend school. Depending on where you live, there are many schooling options to choose from. There are also different ways to get involved in those communities. This is because each province and territory runs its own school system under the Children Act of 1989, parental responsibility. It is by law that dapat na ang mga bata is makaskwela gyud o mag-get an education. So dapat makaskwela gyud. It is by law. Dili pwede nga dili eskwela kay law nila na dapat makaskwela gyud. So next.
Children's parental responsibility.
So in Ontario, the Ministry of Education is responsible for the development of curriculum policy. Same sa ato diri for the development of curriculum is from central office. It is our Secretary of Education, Leonor Riones. So in 2003, the ministry established an ongoing cycle of curriculum review. So each year, gid siya gina-review ang each subject. So each areas of discipline gina-review gid siya each year. Pero doesn't mean nga naa sila gina-release na new curriculum. Doesn't mean it is for the new curriculum. But it is for the relevance, current and relevance. So every year gina siya every subject gina-review gina siya. So the review supports students, teachers, schools, and boards by identifying targeted areas in need of support and allows lead time for development or updating of related support materials as required. So, naagi sila target. Dapat kung unsay relevant and current this year, gina-change nila ilang curriculum. Gina-update nila every year. So language of instruction, since Canada is a bilingual country, English language and French language schools are available throughout the country. So since kung sa ato is trilingual country, multilingual ta, since our language is from a mother tongue nato, English as second language, first language nato is Filipino sa ilaha, bilingual country, English as first language nila and second language nila is French language. So early childhood education. So junior kindergarten, age 3 to 5 years old, average of 4, and senior kindergarten or senior kindergarten, age 4 to 6, average age to 4. Ang ilang sa kindergarten is tinatawag na na full day kindergarten program. So full day kindergarten program or kindergarten is designed to give your child a stronger start in school and in life by providing an engaging learning program that is based on child's natural desire to play. All children enter school capable, competent, and ready to learn. So, ani ilang program, full day kindergarten program. So, unsa na ang ilang promote sa full day kindergarten program? So, mauni siya. So, na sila four broad areas. So, the kindergarten program is organized into four broad areas or frames. So, these frames reflect the way in which learning naturally occurs during the child's exploration, play, and inquiry. So, belonging and contributing number one nila, ano ilang target sa kindergarten, full day kindergarten program. So, unsa ni siya? So, children learn how to communicate and understand the importance of relationship with others and environment around them. So, children's sense of connectedness to others, to their community, and the natural world is part of their area of learning and development. So, mauning ilang target belonging and contributing. So number two, self-regulation and well-being. So unsa ni siya? So children learn about about emotions and feelings and how to adapt the new situation. So the goal is for children to develop an understanding of how they best focus and learn to respect themselves and others. So promote well-being in themselves and in others. So this gives them a strong foundation of life. So number three nila is demonstrating literacy and mathematics behavior. So through play, so children develop a wide vocabulary and improve communication skills. So play helps children to think critically, respect different perspectives, and process various kinds of information. So including mathematical thinking and reasoning. So mauni pa ang demonstrating and literacy and mathematics behavior. So problem solving and innovating. So learning to think creatively, analytically, and critically is important in all aspects of life. So children naturally curious by asking questions, testing theories, solving problems, and thinking creatively. They learn to understand the world around them. So, through play, exploration, and inquiry, children develop their ability to innovate the problem solve. So, kaning four broad areas, so ano ni siya, children in kindergarten will grow and develop in many different ways. So while they learn new ideas and skills concept, each the four frames helps educators and families to focus on how a children's learning develops. So the program is a child-centered and developmentally appropriate, offering full day of integrated play and inquiry-based learning. So ato di ba diri sa Philippines is nagatuon na ang mga bata on how to write, count. Sa iliha dito, ginapadula lang nila ang bata para makuha nila ilang target is four broad areas or frames that is belonging in contributing, self-regulation and well-being, demonstrating literacy and mathematics behavior, problem solving and innovating. So, mag-move na ta sa elementary education. So, in elementary education, primary education is typically the first stage of formal education coming after preschool, kindergarten, and before secondary school. So, in primary education, approximately 1.4 million students attend Ontario's 4,000 publicly funded elementary schools. The focus in these early years is to build a foundation in key areas that will help unlock each student's potential. So, strong literacy and numeracy skills are the critical foundation for all the other academic achievements and for a lifetime success. So, the government's goal is to have 75 to 20% of students achieving in a provincial standard, equivalent to B grade, reading, writing, and arithmetic. So, mao ilang focus na makuha da is strong literacy and numeracy, which is the reading, writing, and mathematics. So, ilang B grade is dapat matarget din nila ng 75% to 79%. That is the big grade. Next na to is same po sa ilha, follow ko sila ng K-12 program. So, same is elementary nila is 6 years, grade 1 to grade 6. In English language, elementary schools learning programs include the following disciplines: the arts, French as second language, for French broads, and also offer extended immersion French, health and physical education, language, mathematics, science and technology, and social studies in grade 1 to grade 6. Only yung mga subjects. So students in primary grades of education typically study under only one instructor for the entire school year and receive that instruction in single classroom. So every school year dapat isa lang po ilang teacher. Kaya every school year di ba na wag naatay kung ang teacher is naka-focus lang and every grade naagid siya mastery in one classroom lang po siya. Pero diri sa ato karon is kung depende sa availability sa teachers, depende po sa buhat o class program, nagalahi-lahi ang mga teachers sa even in elementary. Pero sa amua dati sa ako ang time in my elementary days is isa lang gyud among teachers. Pero kung na problema is na ang anak si teacher, siyempre iba na po na teacher mag-handle sa amua. Karon diri sa atua is lahi-lahi gyud ang teacher sa amua diha sa karon sa akong ginatudloan. Receive the instruction in single classroom. So special education programs may also have one for instructional aids present, depending on the type and severity of the student's disabilities to assess a teacher throughout the day. So the curriculum at primary stage of education encompasses a number of subject areas, including mathematics, reading, language arts, usually English. So nagbalik-balik na siya. So mag-jump na ta sa secondary education. So sa ato diri secondary education nato is composed sa first junior high school nato is 4 years and secondary nato ay ato ang junior high school and senior high school nato is 2 years. Sa ilaha lahi pod sa ilaha, ang ilahang junior high school is 2 years lang. 2 years lang sa ilaha. The grade 7 and grade 8. So history and geography in grade 7 and 8. Native language may also be offered in accordance with the relevant curriculum policy document. So 2 years lang sa ilaha, sa ato is 4 years sa ato ang junior high school. In grade 7, in the age of 12 and 13, students are introduced to the process of attending different classrooms throughout the day and having different teachers for every class. So kung sa elementary nila is isa lang ka room and one teachers in a school year. Sa ilaha is lahi-lahi na classroom ilang attendance. Depende siguro kung ano na siya. Kung asa ilang teacher sa science inani nga room, so mulakaw na po sila dito, sa math nila dito na mulakaw na po sila. So lahi-lahi na po teacher. But these teachers are considered expert in subject they teach and must obtain a single subject teaching certificate indicating that expertise. So kanang teacher na ilang attendan dapat ang ilahang na every subject ang teachers nila is naagit expertise. Nakadawat nila sila og murag certificate na inani ilang expertise. Dili sila pwedeng mutudlo og mathematics or unsa ba yung subject ana kung dili sila expert ana in ano nila junior high school. So, the basic goal or intermediate education is to prepare students to enter the next phase of secondary education or high school. They are taught many of the same subjects in which they receive instruction in primary school, although the difficulty increased substantially. Other subjects are also added to the curriculum in intermediate school, most notably foreign language instruction, French, Spanish, and English. So, dili na ta sa senior high school. Sa ato adiri 2 years lang atong senior high school, sa ilaha 4 years. So kung 4 years is ano nila kung usay target gyud nila 4 years gud nimo na siya ma-practice or makuha gid nila sa target nila. So grade 9, the age of 13 to 15, average of 14, so up to grade 12. So the secondary school is a 4-year program, diploma program. In order to graduate from secondary school, students must attain 30 credits, successfully complete the grade 10 Ontario Secondary School Literacy Test, OSSLT, as well as completing 40 hours community service. So, teachers follow the secondary Ontarian curriculum, ensuring the subject-specific expectations are met with a focus on critical thinking and creativity and problem solving. So, next na nato sa So, in the province of Ontario, only students can take advantage of 5th year of high school usually referred as grade 12 plus by law, students must remain in high school until the least the age of 16. So, regardless of their grade, this rules applies to every province except Ontario and New unsa diba basa ani Brunswick, in which students must remain in school until age 18 or until they successfully complete high school and are awarded diploma approximately. So, okay, gid isa rin ma'am.
Pero, pero sila limited by ano, by age.
Yes po.
So kahit bright ka pa dyan, basta di ka pa nakarating ng age limit nila.
Mm-mm. Lagi sila age limit. So, continue na. Approximately 90% of students in Canada successfully complete high school and are awarded diploma of their or effort. So, sa ilahagit, since by law man sila nga dapat makaskwela, makahuman, kaya inana ka successful ang Canada. Even we Filipino, gusto natin mag-migrate dito sa Canada. Tulo ay, pero di ba magskwela sa dito for 2 years ba? Pero di ba ang product nila is gina-retain gid nila. Ana lang. The curriculum in all Canada's high school is designed to prepare students for a college or university education and provide them with skills to succeed vocationally. Once they graduate, depending on the jurisdiction, a variety of program, vocational, job training, as well as academic, is offered at the high school level. Some jurisdictions even offer dual credits courses that simultaneously give students both high school and post-secondary credit. So, the curriculum in all Canada's high school is designed to prepare students for a college or university education and or provide them with the skills to succeed vocationally once they graduate. Depending on the jurisdiction, a variety of programs, vocational job training nila as well as academic is offered in high school level. Some jurisdiction even offer dual credit, ulit na ako, ni courses and simultaneously give students both high school and post-secondary credit. So, sa tertiary education, in college, in Canada, the term college usually refers to a community college or technical, applied arts, or applied science school. These are post-secondary institutions granting certificates, diplomas in some areas, cases, bachelor's degree. So, in Quebec, a diploma is also required from college, CEGEP, to attend university and take the following form. So, pre-university program, 2 years, typically social sciences and natural sciences or arts. So, in professional program nila, 3 years, paralegal and dentist, hygienist, nursing, etc. So, university, a university is an institution or higher education and research which grants academic degrees in variety of subjects. So, university provides undergraduate, bachelor's degree, graduate, master's degree, and postgraduate PhD education. Graduate of postgraduate, 1 or 2 years leading to master's degree, 3 or more years leading to doctoral degree. Saan siya? So, French as second language, FSL, and English language. So, mga auto, because of Canada officially bilingual French and English, both language are taught in Ontario law students. The study of French as second language helps students to understand the Canada's history sa ato adiri, di ba? Ang katuwa ay mother tongue na to, Filipino, English, appreciate the influence of French culture, develop literacy skills, increase opportunities in a globalized society and economy, publicly funded English language schools teach FSL or French as second language. There are specific requirements by the Ontario Ministry of All Education are that all. Elementary students study French as second language from grade 4 to grade 8. Secondary students complete at least one FSL credit in order to graduate with an Ontario Secondary School Diploma OSSD. So these requirements apply to all students including those with special needs and to English language learners. So, kanitong census in May 2016, the Filipino sa Canada, the number of Filipino Canada increased by 1,174,530 or 26%, 26.3% from 662 837,600 in 2011 to 837,130 at 2006. So, daghan gid eta mga kababayan dito sa Canada. So, Filipino in Canada now comprise 2.4% of the population of the country. So, 35,151,728 up to from 2% in 2011. The number of Filipino women in Canada 464,015 outnumbered men 369,000. Pero daghan gid Pilipino dito karon Canada. So, maulang po ako ang report. Salamat.
Wag mo muna alisin.
Ha?
Any reaction from the group? What have you observed in their system?
Doc, good afternoon. Ano lang, Doc, yung may nakita akong parang, I don't know, siguro medyo iba sa atin. Yung sa college at university nila, Doc. Kasi dito kasi sa Pilipinas parang okay lang, parang yung mga ino-offer sa college at sa university almost the same lang, di ba, Doc?
Kasi ang kanila doon na pre-university at saka yung professional.
Yes po.
Isang degree sa atin yun. Isang degree sa atin. Kasi yung pre-university, lumalabas na yun ang parang first 2 years nila na ang mga subjects are Gen Ed sa atin. Okay? Yung professional naman na sinasabi nila na to earn a degree, yun na yung 3rd year at 4th year natin dito. Kasi if you are through with Gen Ed the first 2 years, ando naman yung major subjects natin sa 3rd year and 4th year, diba? So we are dito. Pero sa kanila kina-qualify kasi parang meron pa silang exam eh.
Yeah, so yung parang certificates, yung sinasabing certificates for this, before you get to the university.
Because they have what you call a 2-year courses.
Yes, Doc.
Oh, sa University of Mindanao noon, nung high school pa ako, meron silang, ano po tawag ito? AM, Associate in Music. AM, AE ba, Associate in Education. Pag associate yan, mga ano lang yan sila. Noon, meron silang associate programs. Tapos meron din silang degree program. So, ibig sabihin, pag tapos ka ng 2-year course, and dalawang klase ng courses kasi sa university noon eh. Way back 1970s, 70s, 80s. Meron silang 2-year courses. Meron silang 4-year courses. So, it depends on the student which to choose. Gusto nilang mag-graduate ka agad, hindi magkuha sila ng 2-year course na associate. Pero ngayon parang wala na eh. Purang 4-year degree programs na eh.
Yes, Doc. Naabutan ko yan sa
Naabutan mo yan?
University. Before, we have 2 years, which is Associate Health and Science Education. 2 years siya. After 2 years, gagraduate ka, saka ka mamimili, saka ka mag-proceed if you're going to take up Bachelor of Science in Nursing, MedTech, related to health fields. Ganun siya.
Oo. Yun noon eh. Meron tayo na, ewan ko, wala na, tinanggal na yata nila. Kaya parang ngayon, parang force ang estudyante talaga mag-take ng 4-year course. Na silang option ba? Pero pigat sila sa first 2 years kasi puro Gen Ed. Wala pa silang specialization. Yung kasi sa Canada, iba yung kanilang meron silang professional courses. Yung sa atin, professional courses eh. Katulad din sa inyong prospectus sa masters. Kita nyo? Meron kayang 15 units na core? 9 units ba yun? O 15? Sa inyong prospectus ngayon, na kurso.
Parang 12 ang core, tapos major na yung iba.
Sa Masters in Counseling ba, 9 lang. Philosophy, tapos research, meron pa isang yata, computer ba yun? Tapos, ang next na yung pagtawag nun? Yung major specialization nyo, yung professional courses nyo, na kailangan makakuha kayo ng 15 units Tapos meron kayong cognate, di ba? Meron kayong gano'n? Cognate.
Yes.
Kaya lang dito sa atin, ang system natin is, you cannot graduate. Kulang ka pa. So, parang i-envelop nila yung lahat ng yung core, yung professional, yung cognate, iisa nila ba? Giminima lang nila. Unlike when I took up my doctoral sa Ateneo, grabe yung ano nila, parang nakaabot ako ng 66 units eh. Ang tagal ko makagraduate, ang dami palang kukunin. Pero later on, nakita ko yung bago nilang curriculum. Oh, hayahay na kayo, tag 40 plus na lang ang ano. Ang makagraduate. Eh, dito sa inyo sa RMC nakita ko na ano. Ang 36 units lang yata, nag-graduate na kayo ng masters.
Yes, Doc.
36 Doc yung ano, yung
36.
parang akad, tapos yung...
Oo. Kasali ng thesis siya doon.
Yes po.
Hindi pa pala.
Hindi.
Di pa kasali yung thesis sa 36.
Parang 40
42 ata daw.
Oo.
42 plus 6, 36 plus
36 sa pandemic. Ano kayo, medyo na-narrow down sa ganong number of units na lang. Pero looking at this, sabihin na lang natin, this is my observation ha. Looking at the curriculum noon at saka ngayon, tama na limit din ang number of units at saka na limit din yung expenses nyo. Pero hindi wider ang ano nyo, ang learning ninyo in terms of sa inyong degree program pursuit. Kulang ba? For example, dito na lang sa Masters in Guidance and Counseling. Nakita ko na nilimit lang nila sa 5 subjects ang professional. So, ang estudyante has the option to choose 5 subjects from something like 10 subjects like ano. Pero nakita ko yung napipili ng mga estudyante, which some of them are under me also. Hindi hindi siya, para sa akin hindi siya satisfying. Pag-graduate nyo, graduate mo halimbawa ng counseling. Pero hindi nyo kinuha yung walang abnormal psychology. Dapat meron kayong abnormal psychology, meron kayong idea on clinical, meron din kayong idea on psychological testing. Kasi ito yung mga kailangan sa sa counseling at saka yung psychotherapy. Wala yan sa prospectus. So when you graduate sa guidance and counseling, kulang yung learning. Para sa akin, considering na I took many subjects in my PhDs na halos paubos talaga yung nasa prospectus. Pero hindi ako nagbahay, although it took me time. Ako nagbahay kasi malawak yung mo ba, na-alate sa iyong kurso. So you can just be placed anywhere. Dahil may alam ka sa guidance, may alam ka sa HR, may alam ka sa ganito, sa law, kasi kailangan meron ganun din. Meron alam ka sa psychology. And you cannot conduct counseling if you're not familiar kung ano ang causes. Lalo na halimbawa, there are causes ng disorders. For example, ang disorder could be caused by genetics, could be caused by environmental, and could be caused by brain disorder. Ngayon, kung hindi kayo nag-aral ng abnormal psychology, how would you counsel? Hindi nyo alam kung anong cause. Kung ganun, for example, nagpunta ka dun, merong gi-refer yung teacher sa iyo ang guidance counselor. Tapos bully siya. Papagalitan mo agad, ganun. Hindi mo alam kung bakit, ano bang cause, bakit bully siya, ganun. So dapat, meron pa sanang ibang additional subjects that could have been included in the curriculum para it will add to the knowledge of the student taking the course. Sa educational management, look at your subjects sa educational management. Meron bang physical planning? Wala ko nakitang physical planning doon.
Wala, Doc.
Oo.
Physical management lang po ng physical facilities.
Iba kasi yung, ganito yun, iba yung educational management, iba yung educational administration. Educational management kasi it refers to how you will manage the human resource. Pero educational administration, lahat yan, physical resource, financial resource, human resource. Malawak ang administration kaysa management. When I took up my EDD, nakita ko na ang dami, malawak pala. Kailangan kasi yung administrator, alam niya yung lahat eh. Hindi lang yung tao kasi ang educational management is tao lang, paano mag-handle ng tao. Paano kung walang pera? Which is, makukuha mo yan kung educational administrator ka. Eh nakita ko educational management ang mga ano. Kaya kung mag-offer din ng course na educational administration, I suggest you take it. Hindi mo alam kung magiging principal ka, master teacher, superintendent. At least may idea, malawak yan. So yung nakikita ko, siguro yung sabi mo kanina ni Mera na iba yung system ng Canada. Look at this, meron ako napansin doon sa kanila. Every province has its own educational system. Kita mo yan? Sa atin pa, wala palang dyan yung sabi natin na total autonomy na galing sa taas. I think they are very familiar with, they would like to address a specific issue in that province. Which, kung gano'n siguro sa atin, hindi nahihirapan yung mga bata natin sa mga modules. Kasi yung module na yun, ginawa doon sa Manila. Binilagay dito. Tapos hindi naman Manila module, city. Tapos gagamitin ng mga far-flung barangays, municipality na po, second class, third class na mga
Hindi maka-relate, Doc.
Yes, hindi maka-relate. Tama yun, mabuti nga sila, meron doon eh. So meron pa ako nakita doon. Yung mga, kahit magaling ka, even if you excelled, hindi ka pwede mag-graduate, hindi ba naabot sa ilang quota nga age siya, gano'n. Now, what I would like to ask Mira ay ganito. Ano sa palagay mo ang mandated age, school age ng mga bata sa Canada?
Mandated age siya, ano yun po, Doc?
Para doon sa school age niya ba? Anong mandated doon? Kasi, halimbawa, nagpasok ka ng eskwela ng 2 years old o 3 years old. Siyempre, baka hindi ka makagraduate, anak. Pero hindi ka pa-graduate doon.
Hindi.
Kaya hindi makakaabot sa 18 years old.
Hindi talaga na. Stay ka pa.
Parang, kung gano'n lang din pala na ang kanilang, ano pangalan nito?
Wait lang, Doc. Meron itong date.
Meron yan. Nakita ko doon eh.
Meron yan, Doc. Saan yan?
Kung gano'n din pala na hindi na pag-graduate yung tao.
Palilit na lang. Pero may average nila, Doc, kahit sa kinder nila.
Hindi na lang din ang sa eskwela lang Yun lang nakita ko unfairness Yung nakita ko na parang ang requirement nila is age. And this is one observation na I personally observed doon sa isang klase. Ang apo ko was 3 years old when she joined sa klase. Kaya lang, isip ko, gusto ko siyang ilipat dun sa school where I established. Kasi meron ko na-establish na school na kinder na nag-level up sila up to grade 3 na, pero wala na ako. So, banking on, ako yung founder ng school, baka marespeto pa ako baga sa isip ko lang yan. So, I transferred my apo doon. Pero kay 3 years old pa manggod siya, hindi siya tinanggap. Ay, sabi ko, ano po ng age ang papan ninyo dito? Samantalang tayo noon tumatanggap. Kailangan daw, 5 or 6, gano'n sabi ko. Pwede bang matawag yung, yung 5 years old nyo o 6 years old? Ipabasa mo daw. And could not read. So, pinabasa ko yung apo ko 3 years old. And she could read well. So, ang sabi ko, alam mo, yung entrance ng bata sa school, should not depend on the age, but yung readiness ng bata. And readiness to school differs from one child to the other. Eh, meron namang age na siya, pero hindi pa siya ready. Meron namang hindi pa, pero ready na. So, nakita ko ngayon na parents have already that accountability to teach their children prior to their entrance dun sa school. Di ba malaki na rin ang role ng parents ngayon? Yun ang nakatulong. Paano kung nakagraduate siya ng 15 years old pa? Oh, for example, yung apo ko is 14 years old, grade 10 na. Ay, ano, usawat ka na ako ni. Pagdating ng mag 15 siya na September, grade 11 na siya. So, 16, grade 12, hindi pa pwede. Yun ang point doon. Yun nakita ko sa Canada. Masyado silang, well, yun ang kanilang ang curriculum nila is yung, yan.
Doc, di ba pati here, with the new basic education program, kailangan 6 ka maging grade 1, hindi pwedeng 5 years old kahit na makabasa.
Yun na ang problema Nakalimutan nila yung kay Thorndike na theories, yung 14 principles of learner, na kumbaga school readiness, the readiness ba ng bata. It's not the age. Meron namang age na ilan ng age, hindi pa nga ready. Dati noon, ang ating mandatory age is 7. Kasi tinatawag natin school age, hindi naman kinder, kundi grade 1. Yun ang ating school age. Kaya tinawag na preschool Kasi before mag-school. So, ang schooling nila, yung 7 years old. Pero ngayon, parang naman, parang hindi naman age. Ang iba, I do not know with other schools. Pero ngayon, baliwala naman. Bakit? Kasi ang kanila is for as long as the pupil or the learner is ready and able to grasp. Kung ako lang siguro, yan lang hindi mo ako si Briones Ito yung observations natin. Ano ba nakita yung observations sa Canada? We should try to look at every angle ng kada school, ng kada country. For example, ang second language niya is French. Diba? Parang ito yun na nakita ko so far na ang second language.
French.
I do not talk kung sino na-assign sa US. Anong second language na. May English speaking naman sila. Pero actually, ang English hindi naman US yan. English is not also Canadian. From Europe, may England.
London.
So French, so most of the Canadians can speak French. Okay, ano pa nakita nyo?
Kindergarten na daw.
Meron silang tinatawag ditong may law, di ba? Yung law nakita ko, meron yung law na yun, Children's Act.
Opo, meron pa yan dyan. Maraming law sila, Doc.
Parang is a law. No, so whether you like it or not, ang parents meron ng responsibility. And it is a law.
Is law.
Sa atin walang ganun.
Wala kayo, Doc.
I-request lang natin ang parents na tabangan ta. Pero kung naging law siguro yung, ano ba naman yung module na yan? Isip ko talaga. Pag naging law yung module na yan, hindi ang mga bata natututo. Mas natututo pa kami nagsumasagot ng modules. Butin lang, hindi law.
Doc, I think nakita ko sa news. I thought I saw sa news somewhere yung, let's say, hindi pumapasok yung anak mo, pwede kang mapreso in Canada and some parts of the US.
For as long as depende yung sa Canada kasi, based on the report, meron kasi silang, every province kasi iba-ibang system Wala silang yung country, Di ba meron dyan, every school, every province has its own school system.
Opo. Kahit yung 16 years old saka 18 years old, Doc, hindi yun, ang iba, ginapalo nila 16 years old, pwede na matapos ang high school. O ba, ibang 18?
Oo, meron pa. Okay, isa pa naman yan. Parang mandatory yung kanilang dapat ganito ka na tapos ka na. Di ba meron 23, 24, dapat tapos ka na ng doctoral, tapos ka na, parang gano'n, di ba? Kalagay doon. Eh, paano kayo? Tingnan, halimbawa, sa Canada kayo, nasaan kayo ngayon?
Balik ng college, Doc.
Hindi, ang point ko sa edad kasi nakalagay yun sa report na yan, ang edad. So, paano naman yung karamihan ba yan ngayon sa nag-masters, nag 40 plus, 50 plus? Ang ibig sa akin, meron ako nung, when I was teaching in the university, matanda na siya eh. 74 years old, tapos akala ko teacher siya. Tapos, nagkikipag-istorya sa mga, sa mga estudyante. So I was thinking he was just a jolly person. Ay, classmate man na yun, 74 years old na yun. Tapos, anak ko, bakit nag-eskwela pa siya? Actually, ayaw na daw niya mag-eskwela, kaya lang, all his children are professionals na. And pinaaral daw sila ng tatay nila nung ano sila. So ngayon, giving back, giving back yung thanks nila, pinaaral nila ng tatay nila. Tapos when I was teaching sa University of Mindanao, meron daw 65 years old na. Di ba ang sa government, ano yan? Dati 60, 55 ba?
60 retirement.
Yung retirement nila noon. Kasi noon 55, 65. Pero ngayon, sabi niya, ma'am, bago ako mag-retire, gusto ko talaga makatapos ng masters. Bakit kailangan mag-masters? Mag-retire na ka? Ma'am, ka nang yung last salary mo and last position mo counts. Just a semester, meron akong estudyante dito sa RMC na Vice President for Academic Affairs ng isang school. Surigao siya. And then I asked him, nag-enroll pa man ka? Ano yung subject na yun na? Parang EDUC110 yata. At ka pa nag-eskwela ka pala, saka Vice President for Academic Affairs ka naman di ay. Siya, ma'am, maulag ito. Gusto ko retire, ma'am, na ako'y nahuman. O may taas pala akong kwan. Yun ang sabi niya sa akin, it counts pala. So, ang point ko is in relation to kanina observation natin na dapat i-graduate ka ng master's, inaani nga edad ang doctoral. Tayo dito hindi eh. Our educational system is very open to all, regardless of age, sex, and race, and ethnics. Diba? Paano nga naman kahit gusto mo mag-eskwela eh, kung that time na bata ka pa, wala namang pera, walang opportunity. And your opportunity came at last. But you're aged. Diba? Halimbawa, tanongin ko kayo, bakit ngayon nagtitake ng master? How old are you? Ano, Rex?
For promotion lang po.
Tanawa rin gawas. Gawas, sagot no. Ang promotion sa ato, balik yung ka-interesado. Sa promotion lang dyan.
Kasi hindi ka maging teacher ko doon.
Peer pressure din, Doc.
Dok, absent yung asawa ko, Dok.
Absent. Ang anak ko, okay lang ito mga bata, like bata-bata pa man si Osano, bata pa ni I do not know with Ancheta, how old are you? Pero pare-para na mo na
28 po, Doc.
28. According to Canada, dapat doktor na, no?
Doktor na po dapat.
Ikaw, Mai.
Kailangan pa rin mag-doktor.
These are observations, which means mahirap mag-eskwela sa mga countries na very restricted. But it helps. It helps. Ilan gani yung sinasabi dito na merong supported by the government. 100 yun? Go ahead. Okay. Any more reactions on that? May nakita kayo na worth to age? No more reaction, no more addition, observations. Thank you, Mera.
Salamat po.
Sino sunod?
Ako daw.
Menes?
Yes daw.
Go ahead.
Makita na daw.
Wala pa.
Ako ma'am. Saglit.
Wala pa?
Saglit lang daw kay share ko.
Kanang picture ni mo na asa man ka sa bukid.
Ay, that was in Hong Kong before, Doc. Kay OFW man ko before. So, mo ang kalingawan kay mukatkat og bukid. Kani, Doc. Okay na, Doc.
Indonesia and Malaysia.
Yes. So, I am assigned to explain the curriculum development in Indonesia and Malaysia. So, very the same with the Philippines actually. There are similarities. So, yeah, while I'm doing my research, makaingon ko nga, oy, same lagi siya sa Philippines. So maybe because they are also Asian. So Asian country. And okay. So Indonesia is actually they have the Ministry of Education and Culture of Indonesia as the one handling sa ilahang mga curriculum. So in the Philippines we have Department of Education. Sa Indonesia they have Ministry of Education and Culture of Indonesia. They really added the culture kay in their curriculum. They really have their economic dynamism of the country, and also they have their culture added in their curriculums. While in Malaysia, they have the same Ministry of Education sa Malaysia, and both are now in the recent both are following the 21st century no curriculum based na sila. But before, okay, before the Indonesia is following the fundamentals of Pancasila sa ilahang educational system or in their curriculum. So the Pancasila it actually bali sana siya murag includes mga civilized humanity, national unity, more on their nations nga added sa ilahang curriculum. And then sa Malaysia before is since they are a multiracial people, there's a lot of nations nga naa sa Malaysia, Chinese, Indian, there are also Filipinos. So they have this education na followed which is their own local and they also have the international schools. Okay, so this is the curriculum development based on history sa Indonesia. So Indonesia started sila like a specific lesson plan. same sa Philippines before we do lesson plans. We still do it right now pero wala na ta ingon nga gasulat because we have to follow ang ginahatag na sa national. And then they have their primary schools. First actually sa Indonesia is na sila yung mga playgroup, very the same with Malaysia. Ang mga 3 years old nila, 4 years old, they have playgroup classes pero dili pa siya matawag nga call this one regular na gyud nga para sa ato mga grade 1, grade 2. Just a kanang murag siyang informal education lang sa ilaha. So they have preschool playgroup and then kindergarten. So same ang Indonesia of Malaysia, they have those kind of education sa ilahang young ones. And then in Indonesia, it currently improving, ga-improve ang ilahang curriculum from primary schools, which is same sa Philippines. We have 6 levels, grade 1 to grade 6. Same sa ilaha. They called it year 1, year 2, year 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's their primary school. And sa Malaysia, they also have that one, mga grade 1 to grade 6. And then sa secondary school nila, as time goes by, they have the curriculum for the secondary school. Sa atua, ginatawag na to siya og, for now, we called it grade 7, grade 8, 9, and 10. Sa Indonesia, they call it Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4. Then sa Malaysia pod, I think ang Form 1, Year 1 and Form 1 is for Malaysia. And then for Indonesia is naalang sila yung mga kanang ginatawag nila compulsory education like grade 6 gyapon to grade 1 to grade 6, and then they have 3 years in high school, additional 2 years sa senior high school, and additional 2 years sa vocational, and before proceeding sa ilahang mga colleges and universities. So if we're going to compare it sa Philippines, where we have grade 7, 8, 9, and 10, ilaha is until grade 9 lang ang ilahang junior high school. And then they have the senior high school, which is the 10, 11, and then they have the 12 and the 12 plus for their vocational. Okay. Then sa Malaysia, actually, Malaysia is we all know that they are very Islamic, so they actually added the Islamic in their curriculum. So aside from primary, they have, as I mentioned earlier, they have their own integrated curriculum for primary school, and they have also the integrated curriculum for secondary, and they have the local curriculum and the national or the international curriculum. So, but if we're going to compare both, ang Indonesia medyo na-establish na nila ang ilahang curriculum nowadays. Compared sa Malaysia that they are still trying and they are still they are still ongoing ang ilang effort for establishing their curriculum right now. So, okay. That's the brief history sa curriculum development in both countries, Indonesia and Malaysia. Okay. Very the same. As you can see sa Malaysia, okay, this is actually based on the Malaysian curriculum blueprint. So they are following this nine blueprints or 9 steps in order for them to follow na ang 21st century of learning. So they have it here. They emphasizes the learned values driven talent, what would be the outcomes, and then what would be the learners to be in the future. So both Indonesia and Malaysia, they have the 5 pillars of education. Same in the Philippines. And then, okay. So sa Indonesia, no, before gitag lesson plan, very the same sa ilaha, lesson plan, educational plan, But then na ako'y gianod diri nga kani. Okay. Indonesia is now following, they are currently following the competence-based curriculum. And then they actually set of there are competence which they said that set of intelligence actions that they expected their learners, or they expected the young ones nga uh, if they cannot proceed with the college degree, at least they have their vocational courses nga mabuhi gid sila. They have to kanang makatabang sila silang kaugalingon and to their country itself. Okay, so sa Malaysia, they have this higher order thinking skills, and I actually heard this once at Department of Education, the HOTS, or the higher order thinking skills, which they follow, and then they have their ICT games base, and also they they motivate their learners nga mag go on or mag-proceed gyud sa college degree, or even uh, to post degrees or post mga doctorate. Okay. So the curriculum. So in Indonesia, they have primary school, secondary, vocational, special education, and then the higher education. We also have the special education in the Philippines, although gamay pa lang, but then we were able to establish special educational schools, di ba? Mga SPED. And then sa Malaysia, they have primary school, secondary school, and then they have pre-university, and then the tertiary school. The tertiary school is mo na ni siya ang ilahang mga college degrees. And then here is the subject. This is just only some of the subject that they have changed while they're following the 21st century of education. So they just added civic education, more on science and technology, computer science, and local curriculum. Local curriculum sa Indonesia, like they believe they always call this one, they always have their formal, non-formal, and the informal education. So depende sa learner if they want to go on with the formal education or the informal education. So nakadepende sa ilaha. While in Malaysia, very strict sad ang Malaysia sa ilahang education, although dili pagid sila makaingon nga 100% na apply na nila sa ilang mga schools, but they are trying, kay they want that grade 1 to grade 3 should know how to read and write, and then must know how to do the arithmetic. So we also have it here in the Philippines before the 3 R's. And wait. Okay, that's in Malaysia. And then for Malaysia, for the grade 4 and 6, they at this very young age, they already mastered, or they must have the mastery of basic skills. Basic skills means like RTLE here in the Philippines, mga basic skills in order for them to live. Or they must have, other way around is they must have a very strong foundation. They always emphasize this one in Malaysia, that they must have a strong foundation of their science and mathematics. Okay. But then in Malaysia, they actually, in their secondary curriculum, they also have their arts, science, and vocational law, which is we also have it here in the Philippines. Okay, so in both compulsory and the electives in Indonesia, they have 10 compulsory subjects like math, science, English, and then their local subjects. And then in Malaysia,
Compulsory and electives.
Doc,
Ano yung compulsory? At saka yung electives nila.
Yes, sa Indonesia, Doc, ang compulsory nila means all grade one, like sa primary school nila, they have their English, their science, mga ingana nila, Doc. Same gyapon sa Philippines, Doc. Then, instead of Filipino, sa Pilipinas, they also have their own nga kanang subject gani pud Doc nga specific sa ila. Like sa Malaysia is Malay, nga na.
So ano yung national curriculum nila?
Doc?
National curriculum nila.
They're
Meron
not.
doon, next yung before this slide, number 9. Ano yun?
Ito, Doc. The national standards nila, Doc. They're following for now, Doc, ay kanang sa 21st century of education, Docs, following the 5 pillars of education.
How do they move the student's profile to national standards?
How do they move? Ang sa ano lang pud nako diri, Doc, kay kanang unsa ni more ginaano na lang nila sa gina-integrate nila pero gikan sa primary, sa secondary, more gi ano na lang pud nila dito, Doc.
Hindi kaya yan kanilang movement na yan is may qualifying exam sila to meet
Yes,
the
Doc.
national standards.
Yes, Doc, they have.
Murag-ana ang
Oo.
ilang
Kung
movements.
sa Philippines pa is we have the NCAA, unsa to? Ana, tapos sa ilaha kay they also have
Wala na tayo CCA.
Oh. I think sa high school karon, Doc, kay naay ginapa-exam na, Doc, pero dili siya national, dili gyapon ginaano kayo.
NCAE exam,
Anyway.
NCAE.
NCAE, di ba?
Sa grade 10 po.
Oo. Well, sa Indonesia kay naagid sila yung specific exam kung following gina-follow nila. Wala lang nako nalimot ko, Doc, basta nabasahan ko siya nako, Doc, wala na ko siya na note dire.
Kasi I'm looking at the national standards Meron sinasabi kasi minimum dun sa kabila. So posible na ano yung national standards nila and how do we know na minimum ba yung national o maximum ba? Kasi pag sinabi maximum all. So minimum nila probably a number of subjects for them to qualify, parang ganon. Looking at
Parang ganun, Doc. Parang inaano nila, Doc, nga na yung compulsory subjects lang nila for ano na kukunin mo, yung mga ganun lang, Doc.
and how do you relate that sa ating Philippines? Sa junior high ba yan? Senior high? Ano ba yan?
Sa senior high, hindi man siya matawag na compulsory, but parang ano lang siya, Doc, na ano kay sa senior high is ang mga estudyante is
Para kasi college yung labas
Oo, they really have to choose kung magkuha sila GIUMS or kanang TVET, mga ana, pero dili siya compulsory nga tanan mag-graduate sa junior high school must only have to take this GIUMS. They have unsa na kanang based on their grades, based on the grades of the students.
Based on their grades, looking at this, no? Merong isang eskwelahan dito sa Turil na hindi na, yung bata gustong magkuha ng STEM strand. Pero hindi nila science.
Science o sa STEM.
So meron science at saka ano ba yung sabi? Okay. And math, para ganun. Do we have a law here na ganun? Na kailangan na o system lang yun ng isang eskwelahan? Kasi knowing na may mga schools na tumatanggap Kasi yung, look at this, yung grade na nakuha ng bata previously may not necessarily be the same yung accomplishment niya when he gets further.
Yes.
Pero hindi siya tanggapin dahil mababa yung grade niya sa baba. Does it mean like we tend to discriminate yung capability ng bata to be able to climb to the next level? Hindi mo alam kasi yung performance mo yesterday may not necessarily be the same tomorrow.
True, Doc. Parang
Pero,
yun na nga, Doc, parang yung sa new following the 21st century of education in the Philippines, parang meron na nga discrimination na mangyayari. Kasi from junior high school, parang gagalingan mo na talaga if you really want to took up or if you really want to go on with STEAM. Kasi yung STEAM is parang 90 to 90 above na mga grades, yun lang ang pwedeng makapasok doon. So even if
So
parang
meron qualifying.
parang may
85 po.
qualifying na doon.
GPA of 85 po sa STEM.
And same din Doc
85.
na, oo, same din Doc na if you are living sa, let's say for example, sa amuang school Doc, no, Ula National High School, we only have, sa senior high school, we only offer gas. And then some of the junior high school students, dagko silang mga grades. Ang mga grade 10, dagko silang mga grades. So, wala sila choice kundi mo adto na lang mo pa-enroll na lang yun sa gas kay let's say night times nga ang mental comprehensive high school dili na sila dawaton kay they also have their there are also they also have their population na nga na-hit na nila ang target, so mangita silang lain nga school nang makaano ka nga nanagi discrimination when we talk about senior high school.
Parang gano'n nga. And yet, sinasabi na dapat no child should be left behind in terms of education. Makikita mo yung mga compulsory.
Parang sa ako agudok no on my own sa dili ano lang Dok ha, parang sa akin tuloy Dok kay yung no child is left behind, parang wala lang tay sa maestra nga point of view Dok no, wala tay ibagsak tanan papasaron bahala dili ka basa og kasulat, murag ana lang siya Dok. Tinuod niya Dok because I'm handling grade 7 and how come that my grade 7 learners dili ka ba lumubasa yung isa lugar sila sa elementary, makaingon ko nga naman sa naman lugar ni sila sa elementary, ano ko kabasahon nimo og kanang Tagalog maglisod gihapon labaw na gid Dok kung babasahon nimo og English maluoy na lang gid ka makaingon gid ka Dok nga uy luya sa bata oy ano ko sa una bitaw kay abakada basa gyud kay dili man ta makasabot if you don't know, if you don't sana dili ka kabalo magbasa.
Public school ba yan?
Yes Dok, munang makaano ka Dok ba nga lahi ra gid na ang sa una o karon.
Iba kasi, iba yung environment, school environment ng public at saka ng private eh. Kasi sa private, required talaga na dapat marunong, di ba? Parang may gano'n sila eh. Pero ang
Actually,
public
Doc,
school,
sa
meron
amin
kayong
sa private, ganyan na din ngayon. Sinabihan kami recently lang dahil pandemic daw, basta may pinasa, ipasa na lang. Dahil daw pandemic. No child left behind.
Oh, kasi
Yun pa yung ano nila.
Meron sa government na yung tinatawag nilang rule na progression scheme. Di ba? Na, yun na nga. I-move mo yung profile ng i-move mo yung profile ng estudyante mo to meet the minimum standards. I mean, national.
To meet the national standards Dok.
Para meron sila sa Malaysia, meron din tayo. Yan ang the burden now lies on the teacher. Kasi pag pumasok sa iyong klase na hindi marunong, what should be your approach? And the approach should be, sabihin natin, i-equate mo daw sa iyong personal conviction and passion. What should be your attitude towards that case?
Kanang kay ako Dok no, I learned how to read sa abakada man gyud kay kanang akong mother nako is a grade 1 teacher. So abakada jud ko nakabalo og basa. Karon ang grade 7 ako nakaingon ko, napa bay abakada mapalit karon? Pwede makapalit na lang ko kay para makaano parang we have to start sa basic gyud Dok na they have to learn or they sana kanang tudluan mo sila what is ABC.
So it's a question on why am I here inside the classroom?
True Dok. Muna ginagayon Dok.
Why am I here inside the
classroom? Siya.
You chose that profession. So equate yan with your personal qualities. It's not only kaya to be more efficient and effective. It should be You should be wearing the inseparable qualities, professional qualities and personal qualities. And if you only have professional qualities, you will get still be stressed, then it affects your mental health.
True. Or karon ang imon lang ano karon dok
And you
kay
get older.
yes, gibutang ko sa Ginoo dere. So mo gid ni para sa ako ah. Because I try to skip na magidok, nakaingon gid ko before di gyud ko magmaestra. Nakaano na gid ko dok di gyud ko magmaestra, but then later on wala. Nanagi ko nga diri jud ko ibutang sa Ginoo.
I hope you stay longer, more than 40 years.
Ganit dok, praying. Uh, Continuation to that doc, ang sa school structures sa Indonesia, so very the same sa Philippines. They have 12 years compulsory education. We have here the grade 1 to 12, so same sa ilaha. And then sa Malaysia, they have primary levels. They also have the compulsory sa primary school and some of their secondary school. Kay depende naman daw dayon sa learner if they want to go on sa international schools or local schools lang nila. So if naa sila yung mga public and private gyapon dok nga kung mag-international schools ka, syempre magbayad gyud kag tuition nga mahal, and then if you go with the local schools, gamay-gamay na lang, mga amot-amot na lang pod.
Yung ano yung sa
Doc?
Canadian school system, lumalabas na 4-year course. 4 years ang kanilang senior high. So, bali, kinuha nila yung 9 and 10 sa junior. Pinasok nila sa ano.
Oo, ang
Pinasok
sa
nila
kanila
sa
dok,
senior high.
ang sa ano dok, ang sa Indonesia parang ganun dok, ang senior high nila instead na 2 years sa atin, sa kanila 3 years.
So, grade 10 ang kanila pinasok.
Grade 9, grade 10, 11, and 12. Oo.
Oo.
So, junior high nila is only 7, 8, and 9. Tapos, ang senior high nila is 10 and 11 lang, Dok. Pero, meron pa silang tinatawag man good, Dok, na senior high, still part of the senior high, pero parang formal or informal education na kukuha ka ng vocational. So, they call that one the 12 and the 12 plus.
Wala silang strand. Sa atin dito parang stranding eh.
Ang sa
Pagbasok
kanila
mo ng
to kay
11, alam na ko ng strand.
Oo, kung alam mo na kung anong strand mo, pero sa kanila, they focuses more on vocational courses, mga technical ano nila, Dok.
So more or less, everybody is learning from different countries' curricula. Iba-iba.
Oo, Dok.
Now, looking, isa pang observation ko. Sa Indonesia, ang kanilang curriculum development parang based on the national interest.
Yes.
So, ibig sabihin nun, meron sila mga subjects na politics, governance, parang gano'n.
Mm-mm.
Tapos, nakita ko din sa Malaysia, ang kanilang curriculum development or designing was based on culture. So, marami silang, meron silang religion doon.
Oo, kasi
Or
Islamic naman sila, Dok. So, meron talaga, oo.
Ang tanong ko ngayon, ano sa palagay mo ang ating basis ng curriculum sa Pilipinas? Parang wala.
They said we have to follow the ano man, Dok, the curriculum based man gid kuno ta, Dok, pero
Pero ano yung focus sa Pilipino? Ano ang focus sa Pilipinas? Kaya nga parang walang focus, kaya takwatak yung mga subjects. Hindi nyo napansin. You will become curricularist. Kaya part of being a curricularist, kailangan observant kayo sa mga subjects na offered na sa palagay nyo, you try to ask yourself, ito ang mga subjects na offered relevant ba to the needs? Or do these subjects address the needs of the learner? or just for the sake of offering the subjects. Ang mga bata naman, enroll na enroll. Mga bata naman, that is why you cannot force them to really love the subjects. Kaya wala pa sila interest. Tapos wala silang focus. Kaya by the time na nag-graduate sila, tanungin mo kung ano natutunan nila, wala. Kasi hindi klaro yung direction. Based on your reports lahat, meron silang klarong direction eh. May culture, may ano dyan, productivity, merong
Alam na nila yung
business.
target nila, Doc, no?
Yes, oo. Parang ganun. Pero sa inyo, yan ang nakikita ko. Sa tingin nyo, you will become later on, hindi ko alam, baka isa sa inyo maging Department of Education Secretary, Undersecretary, or will be working with under the staff of the Minister of Education. Itong pag-aaral niyo sa curriculum designing and development and enhancement, what have you observed? Yan ang major question na I want you to really focus on observations of different curricula that are presented by your classmates. Kasi kung halimbawa na after halimbawa na natapos yung subject, I not but you can be in your own respective classroom. Na alam niyo that what you're doing, maybe you have this, sabihin natin na lang, concrete curriculum, but in the application and implementation, you can narrow it down to the level needs ba ng iyong estudyante. And that will be more, sabihin natin, more satisfying as a teacher when you see that there is development in learners. Kasi kung hindi tayo lalabas sa ganitong klase na ano pa na to, environment na we are so boxed, no? Doon sa curriculum yung module lang maintindihan eh, yung mga bata. Personally, I cannot blame ang mga estudyante bakit sila hindi maka-answer. I think this is true to all of us. We are not interested on anything that does not interest in us. Yun. Kahit napatinan kayo na inyong mga supervisors at saka mga deans nyo, mga principals nyo mag-attend ng seminar, you don't feel like attending the seminar because it does not catch your attention after all. It does not motivate you. Kasi walang motivation doon. It's not my interest. Diba? Ano lang. So the same way, try to identify yourself. Be, sabi natin, put your shoes in their shoes. How will you get their interest? You will get their interest by being interested in their interest. Yun. But how will you do that? Well, research and study more, expand more, look for doable activities that will develop the creativity, analytical thinking ng atong mga estudyante. It may not actually run away from the modules that are presented, pero more or less, nakikita mo yung macro na macro kasi yung labas ng intention ng module. Pero sa inyong dating, hindi mo pwede ibigay sa mga bata yung macro na yun. I-micro mo dun sa kanyang sariling shell para maintindihan niya. And may makuha sila doon, they will be grateful enough sa inyo na, ay, si ma'am, kasabot na yun ko sa simple as that. Anak di ay, ano na mga bata. They will come to you 5 to 10 years from now. You say, ma'am, thank you kayo, ha? Thank you kayo, ma'am Rose. Thank you kayo, ma'am Jennifer. Thank you kayo, ma'am Mai. Ano ba? You simplified it, and now I'm a successful doctor. I'm a successful engineer. Because of you. Ano ba? In your lifetime, teaching, halimbawa, in your teaching career, how many of your students came back to you and say, thank you? It may not have been, sabihin natin, hindi pa nangyari. But try to look forward. What do you intend your students will tell you after? Marami akong naririnig sa mga estudyante, ay, I hate you ka to nga teacher. Siguro, bakit ba na-hate niya yung teacher niya? Ay, I like the teacher. I love the teacher. Bakit kaya? What What do you want them to do tomorrow? Do something today. Get my point?
Yes, Doc.
Yes, Doc.
Okay. Ano ako nag-enjoy ako sa klase. Yeah. Nag-enjoy ako sa klase actually. Lalo na itong subject na curriculum development. Okay. Thank you, Rose.
Yes, thank you, Doc.
Jennifer, pwede ka na pumasok?
Yes, Doc. Gicharge ko lang.
Sige, sayang kayo. Okay na, hindi pa?
Okay na, Doc. Okay na po.
Oh. Baka hindi pa ba? Pipilitan ka lang. At tawagin ko yung isa pa niya yung wala pa.
Okay. Nag-charge na, Doc, na nag-share screen na.
Sige. Kasi meron akong nakita doon sa report mo ba?
Okay, diretso tayo. So, balikan natin yung curriculum development in China. China is considered as one of Huh?
Hindi makita, Jennifer.
Okay na, Doc?
Wala.
Ay.
Makita ba niyo?
Wala, Doc.
You are sharing Firefox.
Okay na, Doc?
Wala, gani. Maybe you can share your files with somebody. We can help you.
Ma'am Jen, send na lang sa akon.
Ika, dali lang.
Sino wala pa naka-report? Ethel May, naka-report ka na?
Wala pa, Dok. Wala pa akong topic, Dok. Kasi nasaad mi, Dok. Katong kami duha naghimo og group chat. Kitaran tulo ang member.
Jennifer.
Kain na, Arch. Okay, siya.
Meron na, ma'am.
Okay, Jennifer. Ano na nangyari ito? Asa na ma-report eh? Where is the reporter? Level. Ano nangyari? Sino bang wala? Aside from Jennifer.
Doc, pwede po
Ano
mga yung topic.
Oh, ano na yan? Jennifer.
ba, Doc?
Ano nangyari? And besides, I've been asking questions, nobody responded. So I just went into texting.
Okay, Doc. Okay, Doc. Slide share ko na po. Bakit nawala?
Lahat kayo nawala kasi nagtatanong ako, sumasagot.
Doc, dito lang sa picture.
But nobody asked. Nobody
Meron isa na
responded.
hindi naka-report, Doc. Yung Australian, Polinares.
No, ano yun siya?
Australian
Kasi hindi pwedeng
So, okay na? Okay na po?
Yes, ma'am. Makita na, ma'am.
Uy, pasensya nga. Pasensya talaga na. Ano nangyari sa laptop ko? Ayan, okay na po? Ma'am, okay na, ma'am?
Okay
Yes,
na.
ma'am. Makita na.
Say, go ahead.
Okay. Curriculum development in China, most populous country of the world, 200 million students, the largest educational system. China is considered as one of the powerful countries in the world. Grades of education in China is divided into 4 categories: basic education, secondary vocational technical education, regular higher education, and adult education. So, when we say basic education, it is a free and compulsory for 9 years in China, split between primary and junior middle school at the age of 6 to 15. There many children start the schooling at a nursery school called kindergarten in China. So as early as 2 years old, yung bata dapat na-enroll na siya sa kindergarten. Age 6 to 12, primary school, compulsory. 12 to 15 years old, junior middle school, compulsory. 15 to 18 years old, senior high school or middle school. Then 18 to 22 years old, dapat college na siya. Secondary vocational technical education. Technical training provide medium level skill. It is workers, farmers, as well as managerial and technical personnel. Both have 3 or 4 years program. Secondary education consists of 3 to 4 years old, compulsory, 13 subjects, politics, Chinese language, mathematics, foreign language, history, geography, physics, and chemistry, biology. So, pareho lang yung subject niya sa Philippines, no? Then, household skills. Ang preschool dapat 4 years. Yes, duration niya, dapat may duration siya, no? Or time, years ba yan limit? Duration 3 years, dapat, not compulsory. More in urban than the rural areas, full-time, part-time, or boarding. Rural areas, preschool are mainly nurseries. Sa primary education, at least age niya is 6 to 12 years. Duration is 5 to 6 years din. Compulsory yung mga subject niya. Dapat meron siyang moral education, Chinese language, mathematics, social studies, natural science, physical education, music, arts, and labor and services. Ibig sabihin may labor services pa. Okay, yung hindi nakasali dito sa Philippines is yung Chinese language, siyempre, kasi yung sa atin is Filipino yung ginagamit. Then, teacher education nila, there are 2 main categories of teacher in China, state paid teachers or community paid teachers. So, the system of teacher education compromises 2 distinct subsystem. Yung state paid teachers, yan siya yung tinatawag na pre-service. Yung community paid teachers, yan siya yung tinatawag na in-service. Okay, curriculum development in Taiwan. The curriculum development and guidelines of 12-year basic education covering elementary, junior high school, and upper secondary school stages. Based on the spirit of holistic education, adapting the concept of taking initiative, engaging in interaction, and seeking the common good. So, kasali na dito yung holistic education nila sa 12 years na basic education. Core competencies are used as the basis of curriculum development to ensure continuity between educational stages, bridging between subjects. Then the core competencies are divided into three dimensions. First is involving physical and mental wellness and self-advancement, logical thinking and problem solving and planning, execution, innovation and adaptation. So kasali dyan lahat sa involving physical and mental wellness. Yan yung three dimension or three core competencies sa Taiwan. Then second is communication and interaction involving semiotics and expression, information and technology literacy and media literacy, artistic and appreciation. So kung napapansin ninyo, nakategorize talaga yung mga subjects sa Taiwan. Then third is social participation involving moral praxis and citizenship, interpersonal relationships and teamworks and cultural and global understanding, no? Sa curriculum development in Taiwan, yung core competencies nila, ang first is involving physical, so na belong sa mental wellness and self advancement. Then pangalawa, yung communication and interaction. Then pangatlo is yung social participation. So nasali doon yung interpersonal relationship and teamwork. Then curriculum framework. The 12-year basic education curriculum is classified into two types. The MOE or mandated curriculum was developed by the government and is centered on developing students' basic abilities to lay a foundation for aptitude-oriented learning. The school develops curriculum is arranged by the school embodying its vision and bolstering the development of students' aptitudes-oriented development. This enables schools to develop unique areas of specialization and students to engage in self-directed learning. This application of three spontaneity, interaction, common good in Taiwan is outlined by 2011. So in addition to the MOA or mandated curriculum, elementary and junior high school can organize school-wide, grade-wide, or class-based alternative activities, thereby practicing a school-developed curriculum with specialized courses. Upper secondary schools have the freedom to provide school-developed courses, alternative learning, periods, and project-based practical and exploratory courses, and there is a greater degree of freedom for selecting elective courses. So, ibig sabihin, meron silang sariling courses alternative. Then, kasali doon yung project-based, practical, and exploratory courses. Meron din. Yung mga basic. Its sets of guidelines had been provided to support implementation, including guidance on curriculum development,
na ba nangyari? Jennifer, I suggest since you have a problem with can you
Yes.
share it? Can you share
Yes.
it? Kasi
Last
them, last
nawala.
time.
Opo, Dok. Nawala na ang sa Philippines.
Sige, never mind, never mind.
Opo. Last
Let's make final observations. Anybody would like to pinpoint yung personal observations nyo? Kasi we cannot consume all our time on studying these foreign styles. Halos every time na meron akong curriculum development, every semester. Halos every semester, curriculum development eh. So you are something like the fourth batch ng curriculum development since I joined RMC. So iba-ibang countries yung nalalaman ko. And knowing that, I think there is a need for us to really look into our curriculum. Now I personally understand a little bit why we have this kind of graduates na reklamo nyo hindi makabasa, reklamo nyo na hindi interesado. I think yung ating curriculum is defective sa akin lang ha. Kasi it does not address the very need of our learner. So wala siyang direction. Ewan ko kung bakit hindi napapasok sa isip ng mga curricularists yan, no? Sa pagtuturo ko ng curriculum development, hindi ko maiisip na bakit hindi na maiisip yung naisip ko. Na ang problema sa curriculum. Magagaling naman yung mga teachers natin. Kaya lang, pati yung mga teachers, walang direksyon.
Must be politics din, Doc. Kasi, I feel like yung gumagawa ng mga curriculum guides in DepEd, baka not quite teachers or hindi na sila practicing teachers. Masyado na silang high up the ladder that they don't feel what the teachers are feeling or the experiences of the teachers currently. Kasi by the time they come up or climb up the ladder, siguro 20 years ago pa sila nag-teach. So, yung thinking nila ba, nandun din 20 years ago.
Ano kaya sa palagay nyo? Narinig ko kanina, sabi mo, wala kayo yung... Ano kaya sa palagay nyo nasa isip ni Briones? Having stuff like those.
I don't think she cares politics,
Okay, this
Wala,
is
the only time I see her, Doc, is when she gives speeches. So, I don't know. Hanggang shake hands lang kami and picture. So, I don't know what she actually does.
Oo eh.
Except as a figurehead.
Kasi part na rin ito. We will, anyway, sa next level naman natin, we will discuss about level naman, ang curriculum development. Ito yung foreign style pa. Ito na ngayon sa susunod level. Sa level, nakikita natin yung paano nila ginagawa ang curriculum per level. And who are the ones doing the designing? Based on my observation, na are they really qualified? Di ba mas maganda ang gumagawa yung talagang may hands-on?
Correct.
Para alam nila kung ano yung issue. Kasi kung halimbawa, for instance, yung mga writers natin, maraming magagaling na writers, but they write based on their imaginations, their interests. Pero what kaya nangyayari sa mga TV series at mga movies created by mga imaginations ng mga writers, pero hindi siya very attractive doon sa mga viewers. Ang nakaka-attract sa mga viewers yung reality, di ba? Kaya nakikita natin yung mas, sabihin natin, marketable, yung mga movies na in reality ang basis kasi yung imagination. Kita mo yung mga imagination, Superman, yung mga Matrix, di ba? Kita mo yung mga bata, pero ito ba yung may lumilipad? Ganon. Alam natin lumilipad yung ano lang. So, yung nakikreate yung kanilang imagination lang, but the thing is they cannot live in the real world. So, yun ang mga observations. What else do you have you observed sa foreign? Ano sa palagay niyo ang mga subjects that will be factors to consider para maging successful ang ating mga learners? Ang kanilang mga learners sa labas, i-compare sa ating mga learners. And ang stand is, ikaw ngayon teacher, tapos nabasa na niyo lahat yung mga we have learned in our class lang. We have learned in our class yung tinatawag nating different perceptions, different systems from different areas. Tapos you try to compare mo sa sarili mo. Bakit sila effective? Bakit sa akin hindi? Bakit ganito successful yung estudyante? Bakit hindi? Bakit yung isang estudyante nagpapakamatay? Katulad ng isang case namin sa Philippine Science High School. Makita ng guidance counselor na sa on top of the roof at tatalon talaga. Buti na abutan ng security guard. Tapos, alam mo naman yung, if you're familiar with Philippine Science High School, halos mga brilliant din ng mga tao. Para ba mga scientists? They were developed para na maging scientist ba? Alam mo naman yung mga scientists sa laboratory po lagi, so walang socialization, walang emotional bonding, wala dyan sila. Puro lang figures, puro science, gano'n. Tapos sinanong siya nung dinala sa guidance office. Bakit ka gusto magpakamatay? The parents did not know. Yung sabi nyo, wala naman akong kausap eh. Parang I feel I am not useful. I feel I am alone. Sabi ng bata. Ang companions lang, ano po, pens and books and notebooks. Kasi, ano ibig sabihin nun? Our students have other needs. Hindi lang yung magpa-bright yan, hindi lang yung cognitive level. Yung other aspects of the whole person. Socialization. Wala silang socialization eh. Kasi yung utak nila daan lang sa math and sciences. Wow. Pero outside naman doon sa Philippine Science, na outside yun naman two subjects na yun ang hate ng mga estudyante. At sa kanila iba, socialization ng kanila, technology, and so on and so forth. Pero mahina sila sa science and math. Pero very rich sila in reality sa labas. Different issues, di ba? Ikaw na teacher ngayon, saan ka lulugar? Look at your students, look at your pupils in the classroom. Who among them is healthy and who is not? How many are motivated and demotivated? How many of them are happy that they are inside? How many are not? Look at them. Most of the time, we are so engrossed and excited to bring out the content of our lesson plan that we have prepared and labored for several nights. Pagka next Monday. Diretso na kagad tayo sa ano natin. Subject matter. Without trying to sabi natin allot some time to look at them. Find them. So every Monday, wala kayong gagawin, wala kayong lesson, puro lang talaga. Meron kaninang nag-report yung meron sila, yung kinder, di ba? Sa kinder nila, ano ba yun? Canada ba yun? O ano ba yun? Yung ganing sa kinder, wala silang ginawa, hindi nag-isa-istorya lang, nag-chat-chat lang, ano lang, play-play lang. Pero sa atin dito, oo, parang gano'n lang ba? Samantalang dito sa atin, pag kinder, puno-puno na ng subjects. Math, science, na lahat. Patay na kagad yung mga estudyante ba? So wala yung the aspect of knowing myself and knowing others. Wala yung developing the learning atmosphere, developing a positive climate. Nawala yun eh, parang kung ano yun siya, parang merienda lang yun siya ba, in passing. Pero in some countries, that ano lang, semester halimbawa yun lang ginagawa nila. So, at least nakaka-bring out yung bata na de-develop yung self-esteem niya, readiness niya, gano'n. Hindi gradual yung development natin eh. Oh, we cannot force the issue na itong gusto ko. Kasi hindi naman tayo gumagawa ng curriculum sila sa taas. Pero in your own area, you are the boss. You're the boss. So try to, siguro, for the whole week, gawin niyo yung Monday ninyo na ano, sabi ko lang yan ha, huwag niyo sundin. Pero akin kasi ang ginagawa eh. Yung ba at the start of the class, di ba? Di ka agad diretso na birada ka kaagad dyan. I mean, try to establish your learning atmosphere, friendly atmosphere, knowing, getting to know each for the Monday. And then, save the issue for instance na Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday lang po. Ganun Friday, ayaw po. Usually nakikita ko mga teacher pag Friday na unit test. So, parang imbis na mag-enjoy sila sa weekend, dili kay mura paminaw na ako ka ng, stress ang mga estudyante. Kaya mag-exam na si ma'am, si sir. Siguro, kung ako lang yung 3 days lang ibigay ko na sa aking lesson plan academic. Part of my lesson plan is, ano lang, para bang enlightenment lang, kumbaga sa kwan. Freeing themselves for the first day of the week. And at the end of the week, maybe you can just, wala din lesson, kundi parang mga synopsis lang, mga ano. Inquire from them, have you learned from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Maybe in a play, in a game, what? Ano, strategic lang yan eh. Hindi naman kailangan na, kahit gani sa game, pwede ka mag-exam. Pero depende sa approach mo para mag-exam. Pwede ka na mag-rewarding ka lang dyan. Pero nagkaklase ka pero hindi nila alam. Pero nag-enjoy sila. Strategy-wise. Ganun. Siguro later on, magiging, depende din sa laman ng iyong mga games. Educational games. Children, lalo ng mga lower years, are very kinesthetic. So, hindi mo talaga yan sila mahawakan for a longer period of time to listen to you. So, pag ano tayo, kasi ang next level natin is, yung level 2 na tayo. So, level ang pag-uusapan natin. How do we design? Or how do these people design curriculum? What are the factors? What are the points to be considered in designing a curriculum for a specific level of education or level of learning? So, dyan na naman, iisipin natin yun. Nagtuturo ka ng kinder. Ano ba na dapat ang curriculum dyan? Doon sa primary, doon sa intermediate, sa senior high, sa college, sa informal education, sa formal education, sa vocational. Maraming level yan eh. Pero gusto ko lang kasi i-immerse kayo dun sa wider scope para broad din yung alam nyo. Hindi lang yung limited kayo sa isang box. Kasi kung limited lang kayo sa isang box, paglabas nyo sa box nyo, wala na kayo. Para kayo sa space. Floating na lang. Pero kung meron kayong, I mean, you're not worried if you are taken out from that box. Tapos sa another box. Hindi kayo ma-worried kasi alam nyo, meron kayong alam. Yun ang point. That's how I designed the subject curriculum development and enhancement. Kasi wala akong nakitang design na dire-diretso kasi. Para bang paglabas ng baby, pinakain ko kaagad ng kanin. Parang hindi. So, kailangan na little by little until sa time na yung bata natin is able to cope up with solids. Ganun. Kaya yung sino ba yun? Si Kwan ba yung kanina? Si Jimenez ba yun? O si Mira? Yung natuturo daw siya sa grade 7, di makabasa. O si Michelle siya ba? Which is true. So, ako na ito dahil.
Ay, Consumption gamay dok, pero consumption lang gamay dok, pero dala mo na nga tabang.
Correct. Kasi kung if you're going to take it differently, I tell you na, hindi ka maduwi sa teaching.
Gani dok.
Ako
Enjoy
na,
lang po dok.
okay.
Enjoy lang po
Ano?
sige babase sa ilaha.
Take it as a challenge. Okay. Any more? Meron kayong iba pang observations? Learning some parts of the world? Naka-report ba si Kaskeo? Wala, no?
Wala po,
Kaskeo?
Dok. Wala po.
Wala. So you will be the first reporter sa next level. Moles, wala.
Wala pa, Dok.
Okay, who else? Okay, i-flash ko ngayon yung next level natin. Unless mayroon ba kayong gustong idagdag? Any comment, remarks? Okay, sa curriculum development, hindi lang tayo nagle-learn ng try to develop your analytical skill. Importante yan as a teacher. I will flash. Ayan. Okay. Kita nyo?
Yes, Doc.
Okay, this is letter B. You will be talking about levels. How should a curriculum be designed?
Dok.
Nawala si Doc.
Wala sa diri ay nasa imong. Abi na kog sa ako
Minus siguro ang signal mo kasi gawalo.
Okay, sana yun.